Hi, my name is Ashley Beal and I'm a registered dietitian. Today we are going to make teriyaki salmon bowls. With this recipe, I actually have a couple of tips and tricks for you today. The first one I want to start off with is what I'm going to be using today, which is my air fryer. If you do not have an air fryer, you can also follow along and just use your oven. We're going to use it at the same temperature for about the same time as well. The main benefit of using an air fryer as opposed to an oven is the time that it takes to both preheat and cook. For today's recipe, we are going to be chopping our salmon up into smaller bites, so the time it's going to take to cook is going to be relatively similar to what we're going to be doing here in the air fryer, but the preheat time will be much different, which means we're not going to preheat our air fryer just yet. But if you are using the oven today, go ahead and preheat it to 400 degrees. Let's get out all of our ingredients. For our teriyaki salmon bowls, we are of course going to need salmon. I have 4 salmon fillets here. This is going to make about 4 servings, so you can adjust accordingly. Some teriyaki sauce. When a recipe calls for making your own sauce, odds are you can find that sauce already pre-made in your grocery store. You want to make sure that you're getting teriyaki sauce or marinade, but not just teriyaki marinade. Teriyaki marinade sometimes tends to be really thin. You want something that's going to have like a nice glaze to it. This is the one I'm going to be using today and my personal favorite. Naturally, we're going to put our salmon over some type of grain. Today I have minute rice. I'm doing the white rice today, but they also have a few different varieties. I prefer white rice with some of my stir fries, so you can do whatever you prefer. All you have to do is boil water and let the rice sit in that water for a few minutes. So it's really, really easy. Assembling our bowls, I'm going to put some shelled edamame. Because it's frozen, I'm actually just gonna sit it out for a little while and let it thaw and then mix it in with my bowl. If you need to, you can also just put it in the microwave or on top of the stove with a little bit of water just until it gets warm, but it shouldn't take more than a couple of minutes. Then I'm gonna do some avocados. I got 2 avocados here. Each bowl will probably be about a half an avocado. And lastly, and in my opinion, the star ingredient, some sriracha mayo. Now for equipment, besides our air fryer, you will also need a small pot with a lid. Like I said, if you are making the minute rice with me, we are going to boil some water, add in the rice, remove it from the heat, and let it sit covered for a few minutes until it's done cooking. We are also going to need a cutting board for our salmon. My salmon has the skin still on, so I'm gonna show you how I like to take the skin off. We're also gonna chop it into smaller bite-sized pieces to add to the bowl. So I will use my cutting board for that. If you've seen some of my previous videos where we're cooking and handling with meat or seafood, you will know that I have a special cutting board designated for meat and seafood. Then I have another cutting board for produce. Now, if you are baking it in an oven, the only other thing that you are going to need is a baking pan, preferably lined with either a silicone mat or you can do parchment paper or aluminum foil. While it does not take very long to preheat an air fryer, you still want to heat it up before you use it. The first thing I'm going to do, just like with handling with any kind of raw meat or fish, I'm going to remove some of my jewelry so that way my hands are free of anything and will be easier to clean. To start, I like to cut up my salmon, toss it in some of the teriyaki dressing, and let it sit in the refrigerator for a few minutes while I get everything else ready. To separate the skin of my salmon from the meat itself, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay it flat on my cutting board, take a sharp knife, and just kind of cut right under the skin here, slowly lifting it as I cut. It's kind of similar to how I butterflied my chicken, where you want to have the knife tilted downward just a little bit and use your hand on top to apply pressure to guide the knife through the salmon. And then there you go. And then we'll do that with the rest of our salmon. Now that we've removed the skin from our salmon, we are going to take our same knife and just cut it into bite-sized pieces. Salmon is such a great source of protein because it offers some unique nutrients when compared to other types of protein. I find that in this recipe, it goes really well with the teriyaki sauce. If you're not a fan of fish or salmon, you could also use chicken or shrimp or anything that you feel like would go really well with teriyaki sauce. Regardless of which type of protein you use, variety is the key. So finding different types of proteins that you like and switching up between those. All right, to have my bite-sized pieces of salmon, I'm gonna wash my hands. And then I'm going to take a small to medium bowl, put my bite-sized pieces of salmon in the bowl, take our teriyaki sauce, give it a good shake, and I would say pour maybe a half a cup to a cup in there, just so all the pieces are well covered. Take a small spoon or a mixing spoon and just stir those around. We're going to stick them in the refrigerator and let it sit for a few minutes just so the salmon can take in all of that good flavor from the teriyaki. It already smells so good. I'm going to leave it uncovered just because I'm only going to have it in there for a few minutes. If you are sensitive to the smell of salmon, you can also just cover it with some aluminum foil or plastic wrap, or if you have a lid for your bowl, you can put the lid on, and we'll stick it in the refrigerator for a few minutes. Next, I am going to prepare my rice. So I have my small pot here. I'm going to fill it up according to the instructions on my rice. So for this, I'm going to put 2 cups of water in my pan and wait for it to come to a boil. Then I'm going to add 2 cups of rice, remove the pan from the heat, and let it sit for about 5 minutes. While I'm waiting for the water to boil, I'm going to tidy up my area a little bit, and then we can get started with preheating the air fryer. If you have ever cooked with salmon before, you know that if I were to take this and throw it into my trash can and leave it, my whole kitchen will smell like fish in no time. So what I like to do, if I'm not already going to take my trash out, is I will take a separate bag, Ziploc bag. This one just so happened to be the one that came with the salmon originally. I will put it in the bag, tie the top so the smell does not come out, and then I will throw it away in my trash, or I'll just go ahead and take it out now. So it's just a little tip that I like to use. Now let's preheat our air fryer. If your air fryer is like mine, it already starts by putting on a 15-minute timer, which is more than enough time. We're probably only gonna need about 5 minutes, but my temperature starts at 370, so I'm gonna bump it up to 400, and then just let it sit for a few minutes. Okay, now that my water has come to a boil, I'm going to add the rice. Next, you're gonna stir the rice into the hot water, put your lid on top, and I'm just gonna put it aside for about 5 minutes. Now let's grab our salmon from the refrigerator. Okay, if you are cooking in the oven today, this would be where you lay it out on a baking pan and you will bake it for about 12 to 15 minutes. If you're following along with me in the air fryer, we are going to actually put it in the basket of the air fryer for the same amount of time. So how I like to prepare my air fryer basket is I will take a little bit of oil spray and spray the inside. This will prevent any sticking and make cleanup a little bit easier. Taking another mixing spoon or the one that you used earlier, layer the salmon in an even layer into the basket of your air fryer. You may have to do this in 2 separate trips depending on how big your basket is. I was actually able to fit all of mine in one. Now we will put our basket back in the air fryer, and I'm gonna set my timer for 12 minutes so that way I can check on it, toss it around if I need to, and then put it in for another 3. While we're waiting for our salmon to cook, we can do another quick stir of the rice. It should be starting to absorb a lot of the water. Place the lid back on. Give it a few more minutes. Once the salmon is ready, we can start to put together our bowls. So I'm going to have my thawed out edamame available, my spicy mayonnaise, and my avocados. Okay, this is how they look after 12 minutes in the air fryer. You can see that they have a nice crispy outside layer. To know that salmon is done completely, you should be able to take the biggest piece and it should just kind of easily flake off. So something like this, see how it just kind of flakes? If it was not cooked, it'll still be a little raw in the inside and it won't have that flaky texture. I'm gonna say mine is done after the 12-minute mark. So I'm gonna put those aside while we assemble our bowls. Okay, let's give our rice one more good stir. Mine has cooked so nicely and all I had to do was boil water. Take some of the rice, put it at the bottom of your bowl. Add a few pieces of salmon. I like to drizzle a little bit of teriyaki sauce over top. Comes out quickly, so be careful. Take some of my edamame. Slice my avocado. I don't know what it is about salt and avocado, but anytime I'm topping something off with avocado, I'll do a little pinch of salt too. Then lastly, I am going to drizzle a little bit of the spicy mayonnaise on top. And you have your teriyaki salmon rice bowl. Now for the best part. Let's see how it tastes. Just like with any other bowl I make, I like to mix it up, get a little bit of everything in one bite. You can really get the sweetness of the teriyaki with the creaminess of the avocado, plus the crispiness of the salmon. So good. I hope you liked yours. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any thoughts or suggestions or ideas, I'm always open to hearing more. Either way, thank you so much for cooking with me today, and I'll see you next time.